Are we just a few months away from the beginning of a new space age? Virgin Galactic hopes to launch its first space flight into Earth's suborbital space, and with it a new industry in commercial space travel. Virgin Galactic's first space flight has been years in the making, several delays. When will the first flight take place?
Well, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again, and hopefully this time I get it right. I'm a great believer in Father Christmas, and I expect that Virgin Galactic will be into space before Christmas. My team said, do not say anything like that, but I believe that will be the case.
Very exciting. That will be a lovely Christmas present if it does happen this Christmas.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be an early Christmas present, but we'll see how it goes.
Who else will be on the flight with you? There's room for 6 passengers, correct?
Well, the flight that I'll be going up will be there'll be 4 or 5 flights into space, and then in about March we'll go up from New Mexico, and I plan to go up with my son. I was going to go up with my daughter, but she's pregnant with twins. So
how exciting! Congratulations!
So I think she's got more important things on her hands.
Absolutely. Now we're here tonight because Grey Goose has developed the official space cocktail. Now we know there will be no stewardesses on the space flights, no cocktails. They are to be served before the flight, correct? Will you be partaking in a cocktail before your flight?
I'll be partaking in a lot of cocktails when I get back. Right. I might have a sneaky one before, but no, I mean they're an iconic brand, and I think that their slogan's flying further, and Virgin Galactic plans to fly further. You know, initially into space. We'll go further than any private spaceship has ever gone, or will be the first one actually to take people into space. And then, you know, we plan to look at point-to-point air travel in the years ahead, which will be ridiculously exciting if we can pull it off.
So practical commercial travel is the goal.
That's the whole plan. I mean, that's why we built our spaceship in the shape of an airplane, and so. You know, so our engineers have been itching to get this job done so they can move on to onto that.
So do you see space travel as a potentially lucrative business?
Do you know, I never start out creating things thinking about it as a business. I just like to create things that I can be proud of, that can make a difference, and if they achieve those 2 purposes, then at the end of the year more money comes in than goes out. The demand for people who would love to become astronauts is gigantic. I mean, if you ask 10 people, you'll find 8 out of 10 will say if they could afford it, they'd love to go to space and become an astronaut. So the market's gigantic.
Will the prices come down? Because you say if they can afford it. With more flights, will the prices?
Yeah, I mean, things like the Grey Goose sponsorship helps us ultimately bring the price of air travel down, and you know we've already, you know, it's already 99% less expensive than going up in a Russian spaceship, but I think we can in the years to come bring the price down so that yeah, I mean a lot of people will have the chance to become astronauts.
So paint a picture of what you envision this will become. Regularly scheduled flights from New Mexico to anywhere in the world via space travel? Yes, I think that it won't necessarily be from New Mexico. I think in time we'll be able to do it, you know, from a airport near New York to Australia. You know, your time in the air could be as little as 40 minutes. Very
you know,
exciting.
So, you know, if we go orbitally, we'll be traveling at 18,500 miles an hour.
That's very exciting. How far in the future do you think that will be?
I hope in my lifetime. We'll do our best to make it as soon as we can. But it's taken us a long time to get this far, so you know it'll take us a while.
As a soon-to-be grandfather, is climate change one of the things that worries you the most about the future? Or are there other things?
I think climate change is an enormous opportunity. I think that if we get out there and grasp it, you know, we can become carbon neutral, you know, in mid this century. We launched a trucking initiative today where we've come up with Carbon War Room, which is not-for-profit we have, that's come up with 60 different ideas to reduce truckers' carbon emissions, and it could reduce them by as much as 40%.
And you obviously have some great ideas. You've been very involved. Do you think that entrepreneurs are somehow better suited than, let's say, politicians at tackling some of these global problems?
I think entrepreneurs can help social workers and politicians get on top of the problems of the world. And I think that every single business person, every single entrepreneur should adopt problems and get out there and use their entrepreneurial skills to fix them, apart from building their businesses, building profits, building jobs.
And as the owner of such a large successful business, do you ever worry about cyber terror? Does that ever keep you up at night?
Nothing keeps me up at night.
Oh, wonderful.
Unless I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Sorry. I've been married now for 40 years.
So you are lucky.
No, it doesn't worry me. I'm sure there are people at Virgin that do worry about it, but it doesn't worry me.
It doesn't worry you. And finally, Larry Ellison just recently had a high-profile retirement. You obviously still love what you're doing and are going strong, but do you ever think of a time in the future when you might slow down a little bit?
Retirement, is that... don't know what that is. No, I'm never. I got to carry on. I enjoy what I do.
You love it.
Carry on until I drop.
And finally, as a young boy, did you dream about going up into space? Did you dream about becoming an astronaut?
I dream about flying. I can flap my hands when I'm asleep, and I fly, which is so. I always wanted to be Peter Pan. I love Peter Pan, and now I'm trying to make that dream a reality.
Wonderful, Richard Branson. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Lovely to
Cheers.
meet you.